Good good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. It's midnight. What time is it where you are a day?
2 a.m.
Oh, yeah. Early morning to you, darling.
Good morning.
UK. Good morning.
That's right.
No matter where you are, we are welcoming you to the Soul Fulfilling, Soulful Conversations, beautiful music, a time when we get to breathe together, to return together. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Hope you singing your part. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Love is all around me. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Are y'all singing? I hope so. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall. Learn from all the ways I fall. Oh, let me know that love will heal us all. Yeah. Oh, let me walk each day a little wiser and a little kinder. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing. I can't hear y'all singing. Come on, Maxine. Oh, let me care for those around the world. Come on, Naja. Oh, let my steps reveal the path of peace. Let my steps reveal the path of peace. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome to Soul Fulfilling. Yes, it's been quite a day. It's been quite a life. And Peggy said, we're singing, baby. Yes, welcome one and welcome all. And I have with me tonight, of course, Coach Ade, Life Coach Ade. Ademola Anipa Woshe.
I was away. Oh,
Oh,
Ricky.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I
Ricky.
got it now.
You do.
Yeah, so how are you doing today?
I am wonderful. I am grateful. My time with you just takes me just a little bit deeper. We talked earlier today, and just before I went to take a
Wait a
nap.
minute. Every Libra loves to hear something like that. You're
Well,
improving. You're improving, my brother.
I am. I'm learning. I got trained well. Hashtag inside joke. I got trained very well. What during the training I was pissed. Come on, but sometimes we can look back at past relationships and things that happened, experiences, and we may have not liked it then. But
Yeah,
you gotta know the people, the knuckleheads, hashtag inside jokes, the knuckleheads are preparing you for you to reveal the best in you. So yes,
yeah,
being with you takes me deeper. Our conversation earlier before I took a nap, I was just listening to the conversation, and because you have a way of you hear something, it can, my experience anyway, that you'll hear something that can sound deep or maybe even resonate with you. Then you say, but what does that really mean?
yeah.
It's like, what does that look like in practice? And I love that you asked that question.
Hmm.
So, that gets us going. And you say, wait a minute, let's save this to the show. But I don't wait because I start thinking about it. It takes me deeper and deeper. So,
Hmm.
hey,
Hmm.
I'm swimming deep with no gear on.
Yeah, that
I'm learning to live underwater.
hey, commando.
Yep. Naked for God. I know I'm very decent. Don't think I'm indecent. I'm
But
very
you
decent.
but naked for God, that's just to bear ourselves to the love that is here, you
Hmm.
know, is a beautiful
Hmm.
way to be. And
Yes.
so tonight we're coasting together here,
Yes,
and
indeed.
I love the way we talk, but then we let it all go. We
Yes.
let the plan go.
Hmm.
And so what makes I think the beauty of the chemistry with Ade is that he's the person that seeks to live it. Like we were talking last week about, you can learn a scripture, but when you live a scripture, when you can live the scripture, when people look at you, like Reverend Cheryl said on Skip Jennings' show today, when they see you and they can read it. I say, yeah, when they see you and they can read the scripture in you. I say, yeah,
Hmm.
when they see you and they can feel it.
Yes.
When they can feel
Yes.
it, when they can feel what's real about you and what's wonderful, it inspires them some kind of way. And so I just mentioned his name. So His Holiness Skip Jennings is in the house, and
What?
HHJ.
What's up, Ricky? Hey, Coach Day. Hello.
Hey,
Ricky, I
welcome.
was back there singing my heart out, and I
Hmm.
realized I'm muted because I'm
Yeah,
backstage.
thank
She can't
God.
hear me. Oh,
No, not because you can't sing, because you can, my brother. Skip Jennings was in the tenor section of the Agape Choir. I guess some people was like, who wasn't in the choir at one point?
right.
Who was not there? Everybody was in the choir except Coach Ade. He was languishing in Atlanta, Georgia.
I was in the choir behind my computer. I was
Yeah,
singing along. I was singing along during this song, but you know, I didn't want to compete. So I'm like, let me keep myself muted.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Or the other version could be, Ricky, what's going on with the sound? Something's going on with the sound. It don't sound quite right. It's not
Yeah.
holy enough.
So hey, look, I hope the laughter is appealing to you, because we have lots of laughter tonight,
Yeah.
Yes.
and I have lots of laughter in my life anyway.
Mm,
It's a sad thing when Ricky's sad.
mm,
When my heart was breaking a while back, people could feel it,
Mhm.
and it was like something's we holding Ricky up. And now when people dial in and they go like, wow, you are really doing, you're okay, we can see you're okay. We can see that you're fulfilled in your heart, we can see your happiness,
mm.
and that means something to people who've traveled with you, and they want to see the best for you. So I got laughter right now, and and I'm thankful. I'm
Minister of
thankful.
rhythm and joy.
Yeah, baby. Minister of Rhythm and Joy. So we've asked the Right Reverend Skip Jennings to join us tonight. And
Yes.
also, he is definitely the king of tattoos. And we asked him to join us tonight because
Yeah.
he's amazing. He's a a wonderful motivational, empowering minister. You know, he has his own podcast. He has so much that he does in the world that I should have read his bio.
But you know me. You know
Yeah,
me
well,
beyond my
that's my
bio.
flaw. But that's my flaw, you know, because
Okay.
I know you. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I don't prepare to read about you. You know,
Mm.
but just Google Skip Jennings, His Holiness Skip Jennings, and see what comes up. Skip Jennings, I know as an amazing. Skip, tell us about yourself, because to me
Okay.
it's way more fun rather
Yeah.
than reading your bio. Tell us what lights you up.
Oh, I am just a multifaceted expression of God. And I truly mean that. And I did not always know that. It took me to get into the choir and sing with you and have these ups and downs you've been talking about to really realize that I am authentic. I am special. I'm beautiful just the way I am. But through that, I do motivational speaking, inspirational speaking. I have three books out now. If you count this last book, this is the second edition. So fourth published books. I'm a podcaster. I see clients for fitness. We call it spiritual fitness. We rev skip. And literally on Zoom, when you come and you have personal training with me, it's spiritual fitness with rev skip. And that's what I do. Hey, Maxine. I love Maxine.
We all do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk to you about some fitness training, Skip.
Okay.
Okay, because I happen to think that fitness is very important. And what I was speaking of you. I was talking about you to in a very high way, a high conversation about you with Ade, and I was telling him that I don't know what the plan is for what you got on your mind of where you want to go, you know, and what it is that you're doing. But one thing I know for sure, that health is a big component of it, you know, and that it needs to be always, because you've been such a champion of health and fitness for so long, since I've known you. And it's beautiful the way you go into it. And I really want to say that even with the Kumba camp, when
Right.
we would have the children in the summertime, Skip would come with all of the equipment that he would just bring it and leave it.
Yoga mats,
Yoga mats, everything. Youth and family stole
everything.
it. They stole all that stuff. But still, it's all right.
That's
You
okay.
know, it's what happens in the unspiritual community.
Spiritual community.
Hey, Ricky, you know one thing? I'm glad you said that because I was trying to compartmentalize fitness for so long from spirituality
Yeah.
until having this awakening about 7, 8 years ago. It's all one.
Yes.
When we move, we lift weights, we are magnifying the presence of God within us.
Yes.
And that has been a shift in how I train people. And understand that that too can be your spiritual community when you go and lift weights or you're out in nature, you're walking. Yes, you know, yesterday we had our conversation. You were walking. I was like, my heart was beating with you. It was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. And everybody out on the thread here, I hope that you take the time to dial into yourself. I mean, these months of isolation and social distancing has provided a moment where we could really dial in and take better care of ourselves. So I hope that take his spinning class. Wow. Captain Means takes his spinning class.
Take the
Yeah,
spinning class.
his spinning class. Well, you know, I don't spin, but you know, I walk, and I want to get back. I really want to tighten it up a little bit more because I haven't worked with a trainer in a while, and I'm eating good these days.
Yeah.
There was a spell there where I couldn't put on weight. You
Right.
know, my body was very thin, and I was wanting to be thicker. You know, and some people on the thread, I know what you're thinking. I wish that was my problem. It wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem. It was just an observation. And I was
Right.
like, wow, that's really thin for me. But now I don't have that problem no more. Since my daughter's here cooking them good old, and you know how much I love those Annie's organic flaky biscuits.
Oh, oh, you
Ooh.
doing biscuits? You doing biscuits?
Annie's flaky biscuits. They're organic. They're
I
delicious.
love biscuits.
Oh, these are the one, but these are the ones you pop the can kind of, but
Oh,
they're a good biscuit. They're not junk. You know,
mhm,
I mean, to a raw foodist, it's junk. To a raw foodist, everything's junk. That's why
right.
I don't do it. It's just too much. It's like I'll go like, no, I got an apple.
And they really want a biscuit, Ricky.
I don't mix my apples and biscuits. That biscuit got to have jelly on it, boo. But
Oh,
anyway, it was like, so I've gained
yeah.
weight. I've gained some weight, and I love it so much. I love it so much. It's just like it
Yeah.
just feels good to not be concerned so much about
Right.
things. It's like, what would happen if we could just live? We were talking about that, because a lot of
Mhm.
times folks talk about, well, what happens when we die? It's like, no, what happens when we live?
When we live.
What happens when we live? Coach Ade, what happens when we live?
We live. We live. And I think even that question of really asking, what happens when we live? For me, anyway, let me speak for myself. It's a question that's not, I don't think is asked a lot. We're often trying to avoid death, not dying or getting close to death. But what happens when we live? First thing is like, I can sit in the possibilities. Like, it's a question that doesn't, for me, doesn't even require a quick response.
Right, right. Yeah. It
And
requires a song.
because in the song, I can hear the sound of God.
Yes.
In the song, I can hear something different rather than trying to be intellectual about what happens when I live. Because that's just like, it's a different question. It's like flipping the question back to myself. Yeah, I hear a song coming up.
I'm going to sing a little song. There's a new territory that I never saw before, like a fire of transformation breaking through my core, shining in the darkness. I can see the light of day, and this new territory is our strength, it is our way. Yes, this new territory is our strength, so let us pray. Well, I pray that you will see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. I pray that you will see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Wake up and see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Wake up and see never saw before, like a fire of transformation breaking through our core, shining in the darkness. I can see the light of day, and this new territory is my strength, it is my way. Yes, this new territory is our strength, so let us pray. Well, I pray that you will see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. I think that when we truly live, we see the best of life. We see the best of love. We see the best of everything.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Gretchen.
So the question is, what happens when we truly live? It's a
Yeah.
wake-up call. Wake up to see the best of everything, to see the divine order in all things,
Yes.
to remind ourselves that God is the only thing happening, even if I can't explain it,
Yes.
to give us a space, an opportunity to be grateful.
Yes.
You know, I see grateful as a combination of being in great attitude, because there's greatness in us. So in being in great attitude, we have been in great attitude about what's happening. Some things we don't understand, we may later, but we trust something more, something deeper, because we're choosing to live and
Yes.
not die. Because we remember, even when we die, we're still living.
Yeah, but look, check
Ain't
it out.
over.
And you don't even remember when you died anyway.
Right?
This isn't the first time we've been here, and it ain't the last time.
Mm,
Okay, this isn't the last time that I'm going to meet all of you.
mm,
But the next time it won't be Skip. It won't be a day. Or who knows? It might be Groundhog Day. It might be y'all right over again so that I can continue to learn my lessons.
Yes. Yes.
But whatever it is, it's going to be, it's going to be wonderful. Because that's what it is. Hey, Kathy Stringer. Yes. Rashida Ngozi, I love you and thank you for all your amazing comments. All the people are dialing in here tonight. Come on with it. We have a good group. Yes. Yes. So Skip Jennings will be joining the B Radio group with his podcast that will be broadcast on Tuesday evenings at 6. We got something called the Big Six, and the Big Six we're looking to build our roster, and people are hitting me up, folks who want to participate in it. So it's going to be radio is growing. So I'm thrilled about that. That we can offer other things. We have music 24/7, and that music is growing as well.
Yes.
But to have speakers like yourself, like my brother Sherlock. I don't know if you guys caught Sherlock's show, but my brother Sherlock
Mondays
is
with
throwing
Sherlock.
it down. Mondays with Sherlock. And he
Monday with
speaks,
Sherlock.
and his doxology. It's the doxology. So he gives you the doxology, and it's really it's pretty profound. It's pretty profound. Georgia came in Monday night, and she said, what? And Sherlock was talking, and she sat down and listened. She said, that's where I'm going to be on Monday nights, because it was that deep for her. It was deep. He's talking, and, I got to go back and listen again to some pockets, because Sherlock gets really, he speaks beautifully. But sometimes it's he's deep, man. So I had to go back and listen again to make sure I got it, you know, because he's talking, man. He's talking from his heart. And so on Tuesday now, so Mondays with Sherlock, the doxology, and Tuesday with Skip Jennings. And what's the name of your show, Skip?
It's called High Conscious Conversations with Rev Skip.
High Conscious Conversations.
Yeah.
Now, we got to have conversations. I got soulful. What are you talking about? Okay. High Conscious Conversations with Reverend Skip. Yes.
This is the first iteration of this, and I'm seeing that it's going to probably morph into something different. But this is where we land. But can I speak to something you just said? You said we don't live, or when what happens when we live. I had a thought that came true: is what stops me from living is my worry. And worry is not a spiritual practice. And I choose to worry and I don't live. And part of this high conscious conversation is helping people to release the worry and step into the truth.
Yes. Release the worry and step into the truth.
Yes.
Hey, Cabello Nico Letebele from South Africa is with us.
Yeah,
hey,
from South Africa.
Kathy Stringer from Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Susan Lingle says Sherlock is deep. You know, but Skip Jennings is deep. You know, Skip Jennings is very deep. You know, and yes, you release that fear, release that worry.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes, you know, like you said today on your show, I listened to your morning podcast. This, you know, Skip had a podcast this morning, the same day as my show. But anyway,
good morning, good evening.
I was just kidding.
I love that.
Skip, they were talking about being brave and courageous.
Yeah.
Brave and courageous people, they just go in and do it anyway, even if there's fear, they keep moving.
That's right.
I say, yeah, brave and courageous people are brave and courageous.
One of my favorite quotes from Dr. Martin Luther King is, you don't have to see you don't have to see the staircase, just take the first step in faith.
Yeah, take the first step.
And everything I've done, I didn't know how I was going to get it done. I think I ran up to you years ago saying, Ricky, I'm going to write a book of poetry. You said, go ahead, brother. Didn't know how it was going to be published. That was my first book. Mm-hmm. I stepped into a podcast. I didn't know how I was going to do the podcast. I just knew I was going to do a podcast. And I just started asking, how do you do a podcast?
Yes.
And then I said, I wanted to be a minister. I didn't know how that was going to work, but I took the first step. Mm-hmm. And here I am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are. Here you are.
Yes.
But, I never saw you not progressive. You've always been progressive. When you were a tenor, you were progressing, trying to get that solo, brother.
For sure. I wanted that.
And you got it, too. Remember your song?
Yes.
You know how many agape choir members never got a solo?
I know.
Yeah, no, but you had so much heart. You had so much heart. And but you had talent too. You had talent in that area. So it was really great. And the thing is like, and don't you agree that when you step out and you go for something, and let's say you go wide, because folks who know me know I've gone wide, and I didn't know how to do it either. Yeah. I had people around me who said they knew, but anyway.
Right. And you have to begin to listen to yourself. But I want to, Maxine's online, and one of my first nights on a Wednesday night at service, this is over 15 years ago, Maxine is in front of me and I'm behind. I'm not in the choir yet because I haven't been there for less than a month. And I just started singing my harmony. And Maxine turned around and said, you should be in the choir. And I went, okay. And that was it. I was like, she set the scene, and I said, I'm going to jump on this and see what it takes to get into the choir, be of service, do what we had to do, and make sure that, and it happened.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting? Because sometimes what you did at one point might shift with time. But I remember in the old days when there was a requirement to be in the choir because a lot of people were wanting to join. The church was growing, and there was a need for ministry, for the ministries to have people.
Right.
That was never said, but that was pretty much what happened is that there was a condition that you join the choir after you've served after you've done an amount of service, 6 months of service. Then you audition, you know. And you had a few people trying to get through there without that service, and
Right.
I could smell them out. They get up there. I go
He
like,
did.
I go like that. I go like, so how long have you been serving in the usher ministry? They like, 2 weeks.
Right. And one of the
I'm like,
greatest
get out here, you
things,
bum.
one of the greatest things you used to do after they auditioned and they had their service, you used to tell them what section they would go to, and that section would jump up and go,
They would welcome them.
"Oh,
I
it
mean,
was so good."
yeah. Well, it was, you know, we could do a whole Wednesday night on the amazing spiritual practices that were exhibited in that choir. You know, and it was done in a very natural way. So those things evolved from the people in the choir. You know, and if somebody did sing and they didn't make enough noise, I was like, "What's wrong with y'all over there?" You
Right.
know, this person just sang their heart out. You sitting up there, you know, looking at their shoes or something. You know,
Right.
but it was like there was such honesty there. There was transparency, and but what I was going to say was years later, by the time Dorothy James came to audition, you know, lots of people were coming with service, but their chops weren't as, you know, their singing wasn't as strong. And then there were people who could really had strong voices, but their service was weak. You know, and I was like, uh, it's time for a shift in the policy, or I'm going to have a whole bunch of ushers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But no tone, you know. So Dorothy saying, and I'm gonna tell you, when Dorothy opened her mouth, I was like, she gets to stay. I don't care.
Right. Dorothy
Aretha,
James is-
Aretha going over there with the second sopranos.
Yes. Yes.
You know, but it was near. It was very close to the end of my ending years there at Agape. You know,
Yes.
but what I want to say is that at that point, that it wasn't necessary anymore. The people that were coming in were so sober in their minds. You know, they weren't jumping off the walls. Like, you know, they came in ready to sing.
Yes.
You know, and so now it would be a whole total. And I know there are some places that go and they try to recreate a model that came about because of a certain situation. You know, and I welcome everybody in our lives to not do that.
Yes.
You know, to really look at what, you know, what's authentic and what's real for your community. You know, for your community. It's like right now, if somebody's coming in and, you know, like, let's just say they fell into the church, you know, and they, like I did, pretty much, you know, but what I was met with was such love because I could sing. You know, but we want to meet people with love even if they can't sing.
Yes.
You know, or not sing like Ricky. You know, nobody sings like me. You know, they sing like them. They
Yes.
sing like them. You know,
Yes.
it's like, so that kind of acceptance of each other, you know, that
Yeah.
unconditional love, you know, is like, if I were going to have a choir now, they wouldn't need that kind of, there's no need for that kind of service record. They just need to have heart.
Yes.
And,
And you did say choir reunion on Sunday, and I'm in.
Oh no, I meant that. That's
Yeah, I'm in.
Oh
Choir
no,
reunion.
we're gonna have the best concert. My 70th birthday. Come on now.
I'm in.
Yeah, I want to hear that tone, and I want Miriam Green to sing Through My Heart. You know, I'm gonna see if maybe we could do it with the L.A. Philharmonic. Wouldn't that be great?
Yes.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah, you did, Dorothy. You came in at the right time, God's
At the right
time.
time.
Come on now. Yeah. So, Ade, you're very quiet over there, my brother.
Well, you know, I'm just being with the audience and following the journey. The more, how would I say, I had a virtual experience. You know, those of us who didn't live in LA, we know what time Agape goes live. We get on the computer singing along. And so I'm just kind of like hearing, you talked about the history. I like hearing about people's story. I love documentaries because you really get to hear what happens behind the scene. Oftentimes we get so caught up is what's on stage,
Yes.
but the process, how did we get there? You
Yes.
know, for me, I find that very interesting because I think in the backstory, we all find ourselves in somebody else's backstory. If we just always see them on stage, you know, it's oh, I'd never get on stage. But when we hear the backstories, it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I have a gift. I have something. Maybe I need to be in service. Oh, maybe that's where I'm out of whack, if you will. So yeah, it's just kind of really. I mean, the what you brought to agape, what you infuse into agape, it lives forever. It
Yes.
lives forever. It lives on. It's going to live on. And
Yeah.
there are many of us who's never been. Well, I've been to agape many times. You go to agape the first time there, you're gonna cry. You're just gonna be boohooing. And you're like, why the hell am I crying? I'm crying about crying. I mean, something just happens. Sometimes it's a song. Sometimes it's a prayer. But there are people who've never made it there, but feel like they're part of
Well,
it.
they can come to the B Hood.
That's
And
right.
the B radio too. I was listening to B radio today, Coach Day, and I was reliving all these memories of choir, of Faith Rivera, of Nikki Harris, of Ricky, of Tag. I got a chance to listen to this and remember how much I grew from just listening to the music. So B radio is the place to be, y'all.
Yeah, B Radio. You know, I see Mickey Maxwell is on. Hi, Mickey. He said, it's rare that I'm in a bad mood, but this song that was See the Best just snapped me immediately out of it. Thank you. Love this. June Craven was singing along. Thank you, Quinn, Alexander Fontaine, and all of you. Renee, well, May we might start doing it, but we got to. I have to get the place and a nice space and make sure that the climate is safe for folks to come together, or they feel safe. But the concert itself, I'm seeing for October or November. Yeah, like around my birthday time, because Ricky B turns 70.
.org.
.org. Hey, I mean, it's like I'm just so thrilled at the thought of of time
Yes.
and what happens with time. And I'm thankful that I did get to live, as long, and I'm sure people who left earlier, they're not lamenting that they left earlier. They came, and I don't suppose that they are. I think that, when you cross over, my cosmology just puts me in bliss. It just does. It puts me in the arms of God. It's just like everything is God. So I just feel like even people who didn't live as long, that they the time that they lived and we knew them was like heaven to me. It was like heaven to me. Just to know Carl Anderson, to know Roy Galloway, to know them all, to know Scotty. Y'all remember Scotty?
Yes.
James Scotty used to be in the choir. He was a tenor. Just to know them. All their perks and peculiarities. They were fantastic people. It was a great, great journey.
Ramon Pratt.
Ramon,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
you know. And now one of the main reasons I wanted to really start B Radio was to honor what happened, that imprint of sound that was made, because if we didn't do it, it would just be live in people's minds or on YouTube every now and then. When people go to YouTube, they could find a little something here or a performance there. But it was like we needed to honor that. We needed to honor those vibrations, those healing vibrations that still heal over the airways. Sometimes and I tell you, when Dwight Tribble comes up and he's singing "Ooh Child," it always makes me go like, oh. I didn't cry the last time it came up. I was washing dishes. I'm always washing dishes around here. I'm start using dishwasher. But anyway, I'm from the boomers. We don't like to use dishwashers. Well, I just don't know how to use mine. But anyway, so I was just listening. I was listening to Dwight Tribble sing
Yes.
"Ooh Child, things are gonna get easier." The way he sings it. "Ooh Child, things are gonna get brighter." things will only get brighter. He says things will only get easier when we put it together and get it undone. Because the song was written, "Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier," but he says things will only get easier. They'll only get better when we do our holy work. When we remove those blocks.
Yes.
When we just keep wrestling with it, until we wrestle out and just surrender and go like, "Hey, show me how to do this. Guide me."
Yes.
And I just, that choir was that kind of exercise for me because I had never done a choir, ever been a choir director, not like that. I never wrote choir songs, but I opened up to this music of God, and like Skip said, he never done a podcast. He never wrote a book. He just followed his bliss. He followed what he wanted to do. He didn't consider it failure.
Yes.
What will happen if I don't make it? Because I did wonder. All right, Miriam Green, you better
Miriam
come.
Green.
Yeah, baby, yeah, baby. I feel like Bootsy, yeah, baby, because you're gonna be singing. You're gonna be singing, "Sing Through My Heart," and she's gonna be doing it like, no dirty streets on the highway, no fence too high on the highway, no scattered dreams on the highway. You hear a choir of angels on the highway. Every day is a blessing on the highway. For my God, every valley, y'all remember that one? Shall be exalted.
Yes.
Every mountain laid low. I'm living in the desert, and the roses blooming on the highway. For my God, I'm blooming on the highway. For my God, a radiant faith is my friend today, and I see my life in a different way. I'm not excited, no, and I'm not crawling in despair, but I'm better than I have been. At the center of my sober mind, I am sure, I am calm, all is well. Well, it's all well, for I know that every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain laid low. I'm living in the desert, the roses blooming on the highway. For my God, moving on the highway. For my God, a radiant faith is my friend today. I'm blooming on the highway. I'm blooming on the highway. For my God.
Ricky, you're talking about showing up, taking the first step. And I don't know if you did this intentionally or even aware of what I'm about to say. The fact that your brother is on Monday and you wrap it up on Sunday with Sunday devotional. It's almost like you got that your family energy in it. This is a community, this is a family, and so it's that energy of your brother starting the week off on Monday, and you're wrapping it up on Sunday.
I but I didn't do that on purpose. You know,
I believe that.
I'm telling you, I was talking to Sherlock and he was going because Sherlock is a Sherlock, are you on? I don't want to talk about him if it's on. But but my brother is like my brother's a genius, like my uncle George says that with his sisters and brothers that it was like a ball that bounced and hit one and missed the other one and hit the next one and missed the other one and missed and hit the next one. And so he said in their family, my aunt Willie was a genius. No, he said my aunt Willie, and then it missed Aunt Evelyn. Then it got Aunt Nina, but it missed Aunt Ruth. But then it got my mother, and it missed him, but it got my Uncle Walter. So that's his theory. But in truth, all the people that it touched, they really were really, really smart, right? And so he said, maybe it was like that in your family. I said, well, I don't know because I don't know, because I just that was his take on his family, but he couldn't really see his own spiritual genius, my Uncle George. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody's got some genius, everybody, not just the ones that are parent. But Sherlock got a lot. But Sherlock is the kind of cat. Sherlock scored 1,600 on the SAT.
Ooh.
He didn't even study.
What?
He just went in and took the test.
Sometimes. People say that I didn't study for my SATs. I studied hard and didn't even come close to 1,600.
Man, 1,600? Man, shoot. I took it twice and barely made 800 complete. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just hated the test. Thinking like this test don't have nothing to do with me. They're testing something that has no relevance.
That's right.
And we got to get that so many times. So it never made me feel bad, Chucks. I was rolling when I heard Morris Brown when I heard the Morris Brown marching band, they didn't have no SAT measure for that. And that was the most profound excellence I had ever seen in motion. So, and that's how I picked my school. My mother was like, "You going where?" Not Bryn Mawr, not Brown University, not Lincoln, not not Tennessee State. I mean, I had scholarships to all those places, Wilberforce. But man, I was
accepted to Wilberforce. Oh my goodness, I was accepted.
Yeah,
I love. It's beautiful. All your kids are geniuses, though.
Well, but Sherlock, when he started talking, back to Sherlock, because we're on tangent here. But when in talking to Sherlock, I was like, you need to come on B Radio. I was like, you need to come and share your wisdom. You have great wisdom. And I said, would you consider that? And he was like, he said, well, let me think about it. And he thought about it and said, I've been thinking about that thing. And I think, yeah, Uncle George does have wisdom, Maxine. Yes, he does. He's the one that took me to my first New Thought church. But anyway, he's a deacon at a Baptist church now. I don't know what happened.
You don't know what happened.
I think it was too far to drive. But anyway, so he's he's way down there in Georgia now. So he said yes. When Sherlock did his show and I heard it, I was like, wow. I was so proud of him. But in truth, I have other brothers who also have their style of conveying information beautifully. My sisters and I, we sang, but my brothers, they have something else too. But my sister Ansela, she does it in her way. She's just as sweet as she can be. And people like Maxine, on this thread, Dorothy James, Miriam Green. All the women. Kathy Means, everybody. I don't see too many brothers in here tonight. What? Mickey Maxwell, you the only one, baby. I don't know, for some reason, Bootsy Collins is with me, and everything is like, baby, you
Ooh.
want to be, I gotta get back into my ministerial capacity.
But Bootsy is ministry. I love me some Bootsy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is girls' night out.
Girls night out. And Skip and I just came through the back door, and they're like, "Die, let them
You
eat."
Yeah,
skip and Mickey. You skip Mickey.
but I want to order my Hey Girl journal just to see what it is because I feel like I'm being left out of the Hey Girl journal.
Oh yeah,
I want to see what that is.
man. And I'm supposed to have my Hey Girl journal here. I can't believe it. It's upstairs. I might have to run upstairs and get it, and let you and our day enjoy 2 minutes without me. Go for it.
Oh,
Okay. I love Ricky.
I
Okay,
do
well,
too.
we got 1 minute 45 seconds.
Right. If she comes out, she'll cut you off. But I want to say something to you, Coach. Last week or the week before, you said our spiritual work is to take time and connect with God. And that just really spoke to me in my heart. And I've been carrying that with me. I need to do my work. I need to take time and connect with God. So thank you for inspiring me. I love what you do.
Thank you, thank you. You know what is beautiful about that is, as I mean, I did a podcast interview earlier today, and I was sharing that. I mean, I write, but for me, something happens when I'm expressing vocally, when
Mm,
I'm being interviewed, when I'm speaking, that I'm hearing the words almost like for the first time. And also part of my practice is, when a question comes like, what would happen if we really live? Not to come up with an intellectual answer like, yeah, well, when we really live, we could be all that we need to be. Yeah, 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 yeah. But kind of just take a moment to sit with that.
mm.
And I think Ricky that asked, what's the work? And in that moment, I just took a breath and listened. And it's like, yeah, every time with God is the work. It's not this sweaty work.
That's
It
right.
is. It's a courting. It's a going back to your beloved. And
Mm,
because it came in that moment, I sort of remembered it. On Sunday, I was watching a Sunday devotional, and I saw you wrote it.
yes.
I was like, "Damn, that's good."
Yeah,
I,
that's what you said to me. When you said that, I went, that's the
but it
spirit.
did remind me to like, to just kind of like even take that moment because God is everywhere within us, as us.
Mm.
So when I take a moment to just check in,
Mm,
no matter what is going on, especially when I'm afraid, especially when there are things about me that I can't be with,
Mhm.
when I'm finding it hard to forgive myself,
Mhm.
when I find myself in this loop of judging another, to just take a deep breath, to surrender to the breath and let it breathe me, and just spend that moment with the beloved.
Mm.
When I open my eyes or my mouth, maybe something will come out that blows me away, that adds to, we become the birthers, the real birthers. We birth the face of God, the love of God in a moment that changes everybody.
mm.
So the work, it's a dance. It's
So you,
coming back to
Ade-
ourselves, turning to love.
so you said we become the real Bertha.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Real.
Not Big Bertha.
So the Hey Girl journals are here, and the Hey Girl journal, I'm gonna say this is like who was it? Was it Maxine that said maybe next time we can make them a little bigger? If you know how much I paid for this, but anyway, this is the Hey Girl journal, and when you open it up, you get this a note from Ricky,
Mm,
and then you get the QR code that you can scan,
hmm.
Come on, Skip. Whoa. We're the, like, whatever they call it on TV. We're
and
like,
you get the Hey Girl track. It goes right to your phone. And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love it. And I scan it just because I love it. I take it and I just scan it just to see it come up on my phone. It's just so beautiful. The heart is like a womb. Yes, it is, Dorothy. I think I missed the conversation, but yes, it is. So here it is. And last week we got a lot of orders for it, so we have more. So there you go. And thank you for your support of the, by buying a journal, it helps us build for the Be Hood. So that's great. Wow, we're getting close to the end. When did
Yes,
that
we
happen?
are.
Well, we got so many. Hey, Ricky Byers. Hey, who's that said that?
That's Diane. No, Diane. Yeah, Diane M. Stewart. And there's
Hi,
another.
Diane. Oh, Diane. Oh, wow. How's the babies
Hey,
doing?
Diane, Reverend
Yeah,
Diane.
yeah. Yeah. She's up there in the DMV. So Waddy Eaton, thank you. Hey, thank you everybody for coming in tonight and for being with us for our soulful feeling, our soulful conversations. I want to thank Skip Jennings for joining us and invite you to check out his program on Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock. And then Skip, how can they find out about you? Period. Because
They can
Skip
find
does
me.
a lot of things. He does a lot of things.
That they can find me at skipjennings.com and sign up for my newsletter because Ricky, you get my newsletter, and
I
that
do.
I announce every week what I'm doing. And on Facebook and on Instagram is Rev Skip Jennings.
Yes, yes. And Coach Ade, Life Coach Ade, just
Dot
say it.
com. LifeCoachAdi.com.
Coach Ade, ADE.com.
Yes,
And,
Yes.
and
and
my podcast every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time, GMT. You can find it on YouTube, youtube.com/LC radio.
all right. And then on,
YouTube.com forward slash
yeah,
LC radio. Hmm?
well, you're giving a lot of information. So go, so thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And on Thursday nights Thursday at 6 o'clock, Dorothy James with the healing.
The healing.
She has a magnificent podcast. And this week is a Saida Pepra, Dorothy. I believe Saida Pepra is joining her. And I remember when Saida was 16 years old. Well, Saida is now a psychologist and brilliantly doing what she came here to do. And she will be on with Dorothy James tomorrow night at 6. Norma Choza Friday night at 6. Dr. Lori Eames would take a moment for health throughout the day. And we just got so much percolating on B Radio. And then on Sunday mornings from 10 to 12, the B Hood Sunday devotionals. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for doing your best. Thank you for living and living from your joy, living from your courage, living from your inspiration. All right? And look at the news, but don't take it to bed with you.
Hey,
Prayer request. Vicky, can I request a song to take us out? Because I
Yes,
feel like
you got 1 minute, baby.
that's fine.
What
We're
is?
creating this. What time? What's time?
oh. You better get that request in, brother.
We're seeing the best in this moment. That's all that matters.
Thank you all for joining us while our day's talking all this stuff.
It's been real having that day with me. So
What you want to hear, little brother?
it all fades into God.
Oh, it's too late. It's too late.
Okay.
Yeah, but next week, okay?
All right. Blessed always.
Okay, blessed always.
If in doubt, blessed.
Yo,
Hi, Rosalind. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Let our joy be so triumphant, that we rest in God and say amen. Be blessed in all you endeavor, in all you dream, in all the ways you flow through this life. Tonight we remember those who are making their way over to the other side, those who've passed already. We bless those families who are mourning. May they be comforted in the knowledge that God is all there is, and that God is receiving their loved ones just like God receives us right now. Live your best life. See the best of life, of love, the very best of everything. What happens when we live? Say amen.